All right, hello and welcome to the 2025 Ottoneu Podcasters League draft. We're still a couple minutes away from getting started here. It's 5:55 where I am out in the West Coast. We're getting started at 6, but the feed is up. You guys can come check it out, see what you think. Be an interesting, I don't know, at least hour. I don't know how much longer I'll do this, but we'll get kicked off, get the beginning of this draft. For those of you who are familiar with Ottoneu, it'll be something you're used to, something you've seen before. For those of you who are new to Ottoneu, a chance to see sort of how the draft goes, what it looks like. I'm going to do my best to both keep up a conversation and track the auction, make my nominations, make my bids. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully we're going to have some guests on. Some of the other managers will hopefully join. And if they do, maybe they can help keep the chatter up so that I'm not talking to myself for, I don't know, however long it takes. So yeah, we'll see. Right now, just waiting on everybody to join. I guess while we're sitting here, I can show you this. Oh, wait. Nope. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. I can show you this, which is my roster so far. This is a 5x5 league, by the way. So traditional fantasy scoring rather than traditional Ottoneu scoring. As you can see, I got pretty good situation with catcher. I like my outfield, feel pretty good about that. Infield could use some work, although, you know, Bryce Terang helps there. And I've also got Bazana and Moore ideally coming along. Terang, I could easily slot in right there. But the reality is with Jazz Chisholm likely getting second base, Bohm is an option. I've got some flexibility there to sort of figure out what I want to do. Pitching staff, not bad. Short. I need more. I need more guys there. I feel decent about my closers, but I probably need another closer. So, you know, we'll see. Let's get you back into the draft room. And we're still missing a few folks. I do think that if you leave comments on the stream, hold on. But I do think if you leave comments on the feed, I will see them here, maybe. I'm not really sure how it works. I guess we'll find out. But if you are interested in leaving some comments, questions, thoughts, yeah, we'll see. Oh, it looks like a note here. For $1 guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Note in the draft that one of the managers has 4 spots left and $4 to fill them, and so may not bother showing up for the beginning of the draft, which makes sense since you can't win anybody. At least can't bid on anybody. So we're missing 1, 2, 3 people. Hopefully they'll be here soon. I did get one comment, so we can confirm the comments work. Kenny Wilson asking, hey, Chad, what do you attribute the outfield scarcity to in redrafts? I assume he means subsequent drafts, not redraft leagues. More platooning in MLB, more players kept than usual. Pete and I discussed this. Give me 1 second. Pete and I discussed this on, I think, the last episode, maybe, of Keeper Cut. Last year, outfield felt really shallow and then didn't play that shallow. And part of that, I think, was that we had a lot of breakouts. And as a result, in keeper leagues, breakouts are guys you keep, right? They're guys you got cheap. You pick them up as free agents. You pick them up at the end of draft, and then you keep them. And so this year, it feels like a lot of teams kept a lot of outfielders. And so in a year 2, year 3 draft, there's not that many outfielders available. So, and we do have a guest, Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Working on sound.
I got sound. I hear you now.
Hello. Sorry. I just got to my hotel room and I have no idea if this internet's going to hold, but we're going to give it a go.
No worries. The only thing I don't see is you in the draft room.
Yeah, I'm not in there yet. I'm going in there right now.
There you are.
It's been a week and a day.
Oh boy. And you traveled today, huh?
I did, and I was supposed to be here at like 4, and now I got here at like 8:30 instead. So.
Oh jeez. I hate that. It's the worst.
I know. I literally got here and I had a message that was like, "You timed out in this draft." That I think. Like, I know, but I had a queue set, so it's fine.
Okay.
Moved and changed, and what are you gonna do?
Yeah. You got a comment here. I don't know if you can see the comments, but a comment from one of our viewers saying it's going to be a great year. Here, let's see if I can.
Hey, Kenny, what's up?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Cubs too. The Kyle Tucker edition is great. Matt Shaw is exciting. We'll see what happens.
Is Shaw going to break camp with the team? I mean, is that going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, the alternative is that they have John Birdie at third base. So I would say yes, but Jed Hoyer does Jed things, and
the Yankees.
He doesn't really ask my opinion.
The Yankees were using John Birdie as a first baseman in the playoffs last year. So using him as your third baseman on opening day feels somehow not as terrible as that.
But when I saw them sign John Birdie, I was like, but why?
No.
I was really like, what are we doing?
No, that's that is probably the right reaction to seeing them sign John Birdie.
Well, it's not just John Birdie. It's like they added John Birdie. They traded Matt Mervis for Vidal Brujan. They have Nicky Lopez on a minor league deal. I'm like, what are we doing?
Just collecting the full set.
Yeah. I'm like, how many scrappy utility guys can one team have?
Well, this is how I felt a little bit about.
Exist.
This is how I felt a little bit about Cleveland's offseason, where they did some stuff that like generally made sense to me, but then the things they spent money on were Paul Sewald, who I like, but like Guardians had maybe the best bullpen in baseball last year. We don't really need Paul Sewald, and he wasn't great last year, so like he's not a huge upgrade. And Carlos Santana, who he might be good, but he's really like a platoon bat at this point, and he's 38 years old. And I love having him back in Cleveland because he's just a guy I love having in Cleveland, but I don't know. And then by doing that, they've got him at first base, which pushes Manzardo to DH, which locks up the DH spot instead of seeing what Manzardo could do at first. And I was just listening to Rates and Barrels today. I don't know if DVR is with us, but I was listening to Rates and Barrels, and they were talking about how by doing that, they also now have this right field debate between Jonathan Rodriguez and Jhonkensy Noel. And if they didn't have Santana, they could just play them both.
Well, and this is the thing, like Jhonkensy Noel keeps coming, like every time I'm in a draft and hold in like round 35 or later, I'm like, ooh, Jhonkensy Noel, like I like the power. I want to see what happens. And I'm like, does he have a job? Is it a platoon job? I'm just not sure. And he's one of those players. There's a handful of players out there who I just wish the league would give more run to. And he's one of them. It's Manzardo is another one. I mean, for the Cubs, I look at what they're doing and I understand, you don't really know if Matt Shaw can hold down third base. You don't really know if Nico Horner is ready yet. So you kind of want to have those utility guys as backup. And also James Triantos exists and I would like to see what he can do. And he doesn't seem that far away, and it's like Do I really need like 5 guys between James Triantos and the majors? I don't.
No, you don't. But you got it. Now you got it. So there
Now
you go.
I got it. That's what I got for Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're going to get started though, because I think we're missing a couple of folks, but the Welsh has said he's going to be late because he has 4 spots and $4 to fill it. And Carlos has not connected yet, but he has 7 spots and $12. So he's also probably not involved in the.
Oh, I think I'm the one that cut
here.
bait on the most here.
Not in terms of money. You have a lot. You have $160 free, which is the second most, but you only have 10 spots to fill.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I cut bait on a lot of guys. I had a lot of money and some guys that were not doing it for me last year. And so I just kind of went full reload, you know.
Sometimes you got to do that. You're about to be on the clock to make the first nomination. Are you ready?
I think so. Hold on. I got to remember how to get to a player pool thing. Hold on. Yikes. 22 seconds and I don't have the players up.
I can reset the clock.
Hold on. I gotta remember how to pull up the whole list of guys.
Yeah. So it's good for anyone who's watching. Doesn't know.
Here we go. I got it. Yep, I'm good. Let's go. Yep, I'm good. I think I did a nomination. Did I?
You hit nom, and then you've got to click that start auction button that's sort of in the middle of this. There you go.
Okay.
Will Smith. All right.
The thing I don't need is catcher. I've got Francisco Alvarez, Patrick Bailey, and Ivan Herrera. So I'm going to let y'all bid on a catcher.
Yeah, I need a second catcher. I have Yanner Diaz, and I need a C2. So I'm not in on Smith.
I mean, I got kind of lucky with catcher. If you remember a couple of years ago, I got Francisco Alvarez for like $2. And then, so even with the inflation, he's only up to like 11 or 13 or something. And then Bailey and Ivan Herrera are both, perfectly serviceable backups. So
yeah,
I'm gonna let y'all spend some money here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Smith is also a guy who, for me, has always been sort of disappointing. As good as he is, it was there's this sense that he should be this like stud fantasy catcher, and he's more like a very good fantasy catcher.
Him and Sean Murphy, man. Okay, so I was actually thinking about this today because I was, for whatever reason, going over the Braves depth chart, and I like this. Do you think the Braves are like really sad that they went after Sean Murphy and didn't just keep William Contreras? Because William Contreras is a stud,
should be. They should be sad about that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. That deal does not look real good in retrospect, although somehow it looks worse for the A's than it does for Atlanta.
I mean, the only team that made out like a bandit there was the Brewers. Hat tip to DVR. He's about to get Kyle Tucker for $40. Oh, no. I spoke too soon.
I don't really need an outfielder. And so I'm sort of watching this.
I'm kind of price enforcing more than anything, but
yeah.
My concern here is Kyle Tucker's a lefty and Wrigley is a notoriously bad park for lefties. And I love Kyle Tucker, but I'm a little nervous about Kyle Tucker at Wrigley.
Interesting. I'm not super nervous about him there. I think he's a good enough player. Like there's certain guys I'm just like, Park isn't gonna stop them.
Yeah.
And to me, he's in that category. I'm not in the market for a $45 outfielder right now.
Reasonable.
Rafi Devers. Do I need a third? I don't think I need a third baseman. Oh no, because
I don't remember if I need a third baseman or not, honestly.
I don't even think I...
Oh, no, I'm good. I have 5 third basemen.
I'm not even sure I had Devers on my list of available players, which seems weird. Like I just missed third base while making my list.
I admit that I'm coming into this one with less prep than I normally do, but I forgot that third base is something I'm a little stacked at because I did get Matt Chapman last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a handful of those utility types, Santiago Espinal, Christopher Morel, of course. So I can kind of sit out third base.
Yeah, as of right now, I'll have Jazz there, but I also have Alec Boehm behind him. And so I probably could use, like, there'd be some value in me getting another third baseman late to give myself a backup option so that I can move Jazz around a little bit more and not be totally reliant on Boehm. But I don't feel a big need there.
Yeah. Ooh, that's intriguing.
Yeah. Now, Mookie, I do need a shortstop. So, why did that not? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, the +1 button is not doing it for me right now.
No. There we go.
DVR. See, I've learned in rooms with DVR that he is just going to go get his people and just make the money, make it rain.
Well, he also in this one, he got Tucker. He still has $86 to spend. He only has 4 spots left.
Ooh, yeah.
So if he has 2 targets, he could go get 2 guys for $40 more and have $6 to fill out those last couple spots, which would be a-okay. But he didn't get it.
Sure.
Daniel got
he
him.
did
So
not. That's interesting.
Mookie.
That is interesting.
So now Daniel's got to nominate if he's ready.
I'm so glad I jumped on this stream with you because I might not have remembered how to do this otherwise.
Roki. So I'm curious your thoughts on Roki Sasaki.
I'm unsure. I am. The news that he had a UCL issue that they kind of were just like triaging kind of floored me a little bit.
Surgery was recommended, but decided
that he didn't do it. Yeah, that kind of stopped me in my tracks. I think I was really into him before that. I kind of want to see what happens. I wanted to see what happened with Yoshinobu Yamamoto last year. I wanted to see what happened with Shota. Whenever a guy's coming over from a different league, I want to see first. And so I'm probably low on Roki for that reason, but I understand people who are into it. I mean, I saw him in the World Baseball Classic. The dude looked legit.
Yeah. I've been
speaking of Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
A run on Japanese starting pitchers.
Yep.
I've been calling myself the Roki skeptic in the Ottoneu Slack because like there were some mock auctions earlier in the offseason and he was going as like a top 10 starting pitcher. And I was just like, no, I can't do it. Like I'm not sure. I have real concerns about the workload. Even if he doesn't get hurt, I think, the Dodgers are aware of what's going on with his elbow. He's not going to throw 200 innings. Like that's just, 130. Maybe less. So I've got some concerns about workload. I've got some concerns about injury, but also like his velo was way down last year. It looked like it was back up in his start in spring. And so maybe that's a non-factor, but I'm just like, I don't even think a fully healthy, ready to go Sasaki is ready to be in my top 10, probably not even in my top 20, to be honest. And then you add in the additional risk there. And I'm probably not going to end up with any shares of Roki Sasaki. And I am okay with that.
It's really, it's interesting how inflated some of those prices go. There are a lot of people who are just very, very into it. I find that I'm a little bit more cautious with pitchers, more because pitching these days is such a gamble. Like last year, I was gung ho on Spencer Strider in a couple of really big drafts that I was in, and I felt really good about like Spencer Strider, number 2 overall, right after Ronald Acuna, and we all know how that worked out. And so it's just kind of one of those situations where it's like, maybe I need to slow my roll on pitching a little bit because it really does seem like 30% of these guys are going to get hurt in any year, and it doesn't. The harder they throw and the more expensive they are, the more likely they are to get hurt.
Totally.
And that's true.
Nice buy on Yordan Alvarez.
I love Yordan. He's one of my favorites.
I think he's a guy who, especially in 5x5 5x5 because I do a lot of Ottoneu leagues are not 5x5. They're points or they're 4x4, and OBP comes into play, and he's more highly valued there. But in 5x5, I think people undervalue the fact that he's a high average guy. I think there's a lot of like, will he get too many days off, and how much will he play? And I'm like, I think he's just an elite bat, and the fact that he doesn't steal you any bases is okay. It's not a problem.
I mean, I used to be very concerned about steals, particularly in those like round 1, round 2, $30 plus guys, and I'm just not anymore. I think that home runs are much more scarce. And I think steals are easier to come by. You know, there are a lot of Jacob Youngs in the world, and it's like, well, Jacob Young's going to go out there and steal 30 bases, and you can pick him up off the waiver wire. So I am much more into make sure you have a high average power guy.
Yeah. And
Jordan, in my opinion, is maybe the best pure hitter in baseball. I mean, he's just him, Juan Soto. Yeah. There's a couple of guys that are just like unbelievable hitters.
Yeah. Oh, I have to nominate somebody.
Yes, you're up.
Let's do this.
So I'm happy to pay up for Jordan. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that makes a ton of sense. I think, you know, if I look at this league, I held on to a cheap Rengifo. I got a cheap Terang. Like, I got some guys who should get me some steals that are guys I can slot in when I need to. And then I've got Yelich and Jazz, who should be more star level performers with steals. I probably need a little bit more speed. So I do have to sort of figure that out. But I like having guys that, like, you know, Terang may not start for me every day, but he'll be in there anytime I need a middle infielder. If I start feeling myself falling behind in steals, I'll throw him in for a little while. I'm very hopeful that Rengifo is going to pick up outfield eligibility and make himself more valuable to me, but we'll see.
Rengifo, man, was on such a tear last year. I was winning leagues because of Rengifo and then the injury.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is an outlier or if that is a sign of more to come. I hope it's the latter.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a really good, talented player who sort of does a little bit of everything. And I think he's not, I don't think he's going to become like a star by any means, but I think he is one of those guys who you'll look back at the end of the season if he's healthy and plays a full season and be like, oh, wow, look at all this stuff. Like, look at everything he did. He contributed everywhere, especially if the offense around him stays strong. But that's, you know, we'll see about the Angels.
I really thought I was going to get a $23 Freddie Freeman there. And then Pete jumped in.
Yeah, I wonder.
Nope. Pete is on this.
He's still on it. I was wondering if he was just sort of in this, like,
I don't really need a first baseman. I'm just like, it's Freddie Freeman for $25. That's crazy.
Well, looks like he's gonna be Pete's for 26.
Nope. I mean, if y'all like last year, I got Paul Goldschmidt for nothing. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm like, I really don't need a first baseman, and also Freddie Freeman, man.
Nathaniel Lowe. It's interesting nominating Lowe here after Freeman didn't really draw out a lot of money.
What do you think of the Nationals? Because I have thoughts about the Nationals.
Just like as an organization?
Well, just as like a team next year, because it's a really difficult division. And I don't think they're going to like storm the National League East and win or anything. But it's kind of an interesting team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a...
You're up to nominate, by the way, Sarah.
Yeah, so. I see it. I'm doing it right now. I like James Wood. I like Dylan Cruz. I think Juan Yepes has, you know, post-Cardinals vibes. I think some of their young pitching is good. Like DJ Hertz is probably better than people think he is. Cade Cavalli could come up and he's better than people people have forgotten about him because he's been hurt for so long. I just think the Nationals, CJ Abrams, you know, legit prospect doing the thing. Like he's been here for so long that we're just like, oh yeah, CJ Abrams. But it's like, no, like he's really young and still very good. Luis Garcia, same thing. I kind of think we're sleeping on the Nationals, and I think the offense might be good.
I think we're a year early on the Nationals, or maybe you're a year early on the Nationals.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think there's just too many, question marks for my liking in terms of like the offense could be good, but like we don't really know yet what Cruz or Woods are going to be. We still haven't, like, I think their first base situation is not great. I see what you're saying. Like, they have a bunch of pitchers. Like, if I look at it from a fantasy perspective, they have a bunch of pitchers who, from a fantasy perspective, I might be like, oh, that guy's an interesting late pickup. But nobody that I'm like, yeah, that's the guy. And so I think there's still going to be some like growing pains for them as they figure out the right lineup, as they work through which of these pitchers are major league pitchers and which of them aren't. But I think this coming off season, they should be in a position to make some real moves to like go get some frontline starting pitching and see what's what.
Yeah, I think the time. So this Nationals team, and I apologize that I'm always Cubs centric, but this Nationals team really reminds me of the 2015 Cubs, where it was like nobody thought the 2015 Cubs were there yet. They thought they were a year away, and they just kind of stormed the castle. They just showed up, and it was like, oh, this team is a 90-win team. And we didn't realize it. And I think they have that type of talent. I think that Hassel in the minors is pretty interesting. Like I can squint and see it. And it would not surprise me at all if like the Braves took a step back or, they've had so many injuries, or the Phillies are kind of old. Like I like the Phillies, but they're kind of old. And the Nationals just snuck in there and made everybody go, oh, wait, the Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think, like, if I look back at the 2015 Cubs, I just pulled up the 2015 Cubs stats.
Yeah.
And, like, they had John Lester. So they had, like, a legitimate sort of frontline guy in him. Arrieta, was that?
No, so
breakout Arrieta was.
2015 Arrieta, that was when he broke out. But 2014, you could see it. So
well,
he was kind of like...
He had a 2.53 ERA in 2014.
Yeah. He came out in 2014 and did the thing, and everybody was like, oh, hello. And then 2015 was when he turned into Bob Gibson, and it was like the Cubs stole the guy from the Orioles.
Yeah. So I just think, like, if I look at the Nationals this year, I don't see either of those guys.
See, and I see DJ Hertz and Cade Cavalli and think they're better than people think they are. Like, I think what DJ Hertz did last year was really impressive, and he's not slotted into their rotation right now because they've got, I don't know, they have a bunch of names that I'm like, none of these guys are going to be pitching for them in September.
Right.
They're just not. And I'm interested in Cade Cavalli. I was interested in Cade Cavalli 3 years ago before he got hurt, and I'm interested in him now. And it's like, if both of those dudes hit, and the Nationals go out and get another, like, trade for another starter, which they definitely could do because they did the rebuild right. They basically stole the Padres farm system and the Dodgers farm system. Mackenzie Gore as a number 3 doesn't look terrible. Yeah,
that's true. I'm going to add one more guest to our show. Chris, thanks for joining.
What's up? I was bored, so I figured I'd come on here.
Hello.
How y'all doing then?
Oh, I'm trying to do this whole odd new thing that I barely know how to do.
I know how to do the odd new thing, but the combination of trying to, like, be a commissioner while doing a live stream while also building my own team is it's a bit much.
Yeah, I thought it was difficult today. Like I'm in like so many leagues right now. I'm not used to that. Like I don't normally sign up for many things. So this has been a weird day for me. I've had
multiple
draft starts. Yeah, 3 drafts start, and then I had one that was continuing over. TGFBI was continuing over.
Got it.
So
yeah, my TGFBI league might be the slowest league in history. I am picking 14th in that league. Hold on, let me double check where we're at. We are in round 6.
My Raz Slam thing today. My league has gone through 8 picks since noon. I think that, and it's a 12-teamer. So like I don't even understand. And I had the first pick, and I auto picked. So I don't know what's happened since, but it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Not that I've ever competed in that. Well,
I love that.
So you a fan of Arozarena? As you pick up an $18 Arozarena, you a big fan
I
of his this
love
year?
Randy Arozarena. I think what happened to him last year was an outlier. I know the park sucks, but he played in a park that sucked before. I think Randy's a dude, and I fully expect him to go 2020.
I as a not necessarily a Mariners fan per se, but a Mariners season ticket holder since I live here, and the father of a Mariners fan. I'm really hoping he turns it around because they badly need him to be productive.
I also I can't believe that Seattle is going to be the thing that destroys Randy Arozarena. I was watching some of his World Baseball Classic highlights the other day, and there's just no way that park is going to be the thing that gets to him, in my opinion. So
I would think not, but Seattle has a way of destroying people. So
that's true.
I wonder what it is. It can't just be the batter's eye. It's got to be something else.
I mean, you've got a combination of the batter's eye. I think we've got like the marine layer thing where the ball doesn't travel as well. It's not a small park. It's like you've just got a lot of things that add up.
Altitude, moisture, like it's just not a great place for hitters.
Sarah, how far are you going here?
How far are you going here?
Far
I mean,
enough,
I have a
hope.
backup plan if you decide to like really make me pay, but
I'm not getting involved in this one. I already have 2 shortstops. I don't need another one.
One more.
Ooh.
Damn you.
I told you before I needed a shortstop and I need some stolen bases. So
Same.
well,
oh wow, $40.
Okay, that's yours. You get it.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll take it. It's
So the thing I like about Trey Turner this year, and I'm sure you like it too, is the word that he's going to lead off for the Phillies, which, in my opinion, just kind of pushes him over the top. But that hurt. I did want him.
Belongs, right? Like he should be leading off, whether, and I get why he wasn't, but
I don't really get why he wasn't. Like, I understood the whole Kyle Schwarber should lead off with the Cubs thing when they didn't have a leadoff guy, but like when the Phillies had Turner, it's like, what are we doing?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing is like I do like I like the idea of I have to nominate someone.
That was pretty funny. It was a good buy. $1 Ryan Jeffers.
I know. I pushed that through. I got a backup catcher now.
If I didn't have 3 catchers, I might have made you pay more.
I can't believe none of these other guys made me pay more. I probably wouldn't have matched them.
I don't even know why I'm bidding on a first baseman. I'm just price enforcing right now.
Oh man. I'm now so the challenge I've run into is Turner. Like I'm now down to $45 for 15 spots.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to really limit my ability to go get anything else. I'm going to be stuck sort of waiting to see what falls to me. And I hate being in that position this early. But my focus was go get the shortstop I felt like I needed. And at least I did that. So
he was the best shortstop on the board, like available.
Except Mookie.
I mean, well, Mookie's already gone though. So like
Yeah. But Mookie and Mookie at 47. I like Mookie more than Turner. I needed Turner more. And so Turner at $6 cheaper. And I think a better fit for what my team needs. I hope. We'll see. All the first basemen.
I know. Like, this is not my jam.
I might at some point be in on a first baseman. I'm pretty happy with with Vinny Pasquantino and Mountcastle as my primary first base options, and I'm okay with one of them being at util at times. Maybe I'll add a first baseman later if there's someone interesting, but this isn't even when I was watching you bid up Freeman and agreed that the price was just too good to pass up, it still didn't make sense for my team.
Yeah, it didn't make sense for my team either. But like Freddie Freeman is one of those guys that I would figure out a way to make space for. Do you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
I am not letting Freddie Freeman go for $22. Like I just can't do it.
Right.
Let's see what I can do here that will make somebody's life hard. All right. I will be right back. I've got food delivered to my hotel, and I'm
Nice.
not really in on this one. I'll be right back.
That was good. I haven't decided whether I'm in on this yet or not. We'll see. I mean, at
Real Muto.
$4, I mean that's not terrible. I do need. I know I said I got my backup catcher. I do need another catcher, so this isn't that bad.
Who's your
$5.
starter?
I have Montero, Gabriel
Okay.
Montero.
Yeah.
I don't spend much on catcher. Like, if I'm gonna have a combined catcher salary of $15, I'm good with that. And I think I'm less than that right now. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I'm a big Montero fan, but I do think Montero with Jeffers, you had good, interesting players, but not necessarily super reliable. And so Real Muto's a nice little.
Yep.
He slots in well with that pair.
Yep.
Another hand,
Yeah, I like Real
thought I would-
Muto a lot.
I really thought I would get.
Thank you for
Soderstrom.
that, Sarah. Thank you for like getting that up there because
You're most welcome.
$5 was about what I was going to spend for a catcher. So
I mean, and how the mighty have fallen. Like I feel like people are sleeping on JT Realmuto a little bit.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, I know he fell off last year, and I know catchers age poorly, but he's been too good for too long for me to just believe that's not going to be a thing, you know?
Yeah, I think that I'm so hesitant on old catchers, and so I'm just not going to be on Real Muto this year. But like, he's super talented. We know what he's capable of, and we know what the upside is. And for $5 as one of a 3-headed catching group,
For sure.
it makes a ton of sense. I'm hoping to be down to just one other catcher along with Yainer Diaz, and so. I was actually hoping Soderstrom. I was thinking I'd get him at some point for like $4 or $5, and he went to $6, and so I'm not going to get him. So I got to figure out someone else.
Yeah, there's a couple more options there.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
it's good to hear that they're going to try to keep his catcher eligibility. So that's good. Letting him catch a few times a week, or at least once a week. It sounded like so.
Mm-hmm.
That will be nice, holding on to that if of course the hit tool is able to confirm some on that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Also, it's something I don't understand. Like, the requirement to have a backup catcher on your bench feels very limiting, especially in the era of big bullpens. And I don't understand why more teams don't take a guy like Soderstrom. The Guardians had this with David Fry last year. Like, why do teams not take guys like that and say, we're not carrying a second catcher?
Mm-hmm.
Our DH or our first baseman or our whoever who can also catch will be our backup. And that's sufficient as long as you believe they can catch, right? If they can't, they can't. But I
hate to interrupt, but I so didn't want Jansen for over $10, and I accidentally clicked +1. And I got bailed out.
Well,
so I'm sorry to interrupt.
He got bailed out.
Yeah, got bailed out.
Saves are just so hard to come by in this league.
Saves, man. Yes, they are.
I get it. But man, Jansen strikes me as the kind of guy who, like, he's going to get some saves in April. And then after that, I'm not sure how much I believe he's going to be getting that many.
He seems a year past where we should be doing this. And it reminds me a little bit of the Kimbrel thing, like pushing it 1 year too long.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also see the Angels just leave him in that closer role too. Like,
I can.
Not good. Like he's.
Dude, the Angels signed Kyle Hendricks, which nobody on the planet loves Kyle Hendricks as much as I do, and that's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, as a starter, like as an actual pitcher, you want to throw games for you?
I don't understand the Angels.
nobody does.
The Angels and the Rockies. Almost every other team, they might do things I don't agree with. They might do things, but like I get what they're doing in general. The Angels and the Rockies, I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm lost.
I can at least tell you that like the Rockies are phenomenal at international scouting. I can say that. I can't I can't find one silver lining about the Angels. Like I can't be like, oh, they do this well or they do that well. No, there's not even a silver lining. They're worse than the Rockies because there's at least like nothing you can say. There's nothing. But then again, the Rockies can't develop any of their international free agents,
right.
So like, but at least they're talented enough to get to the big leagues. And that's saying a lot for anything that the Angels have done with their player development. That's why they're drafting kids that they can put in the big leagues.
Yeah, I mean the thing that the Angels have in theory is ownership willing to spend. Right. And like, well, that isn't necessarily as interesting or as fun as like great international scouting, great player development, things like that. Like, if you can build a competent organization and have an owner willing to sign checks, that's the dream, right? And like
that's the White Sox dream. I mean, I was going to throw the White Sox in this conversation because that was the worst team I've ever seen in Major League Baseball last year, and I am fairly certain they got worse.
So at first pitch a few years ago, God, I can't. Might have been 2021. Eno Saris, myself, and Brad Johnson went out, had some beers after one of the sessions, and we each came up with like the top or the bottom 5 organizations that in all of baseball, and everybody had like 3 on there definitely. Like there was 3 that we all agreed on, and we've just mentioned all 3 of those teams, and that was in 2021. You know what I mean? Like in 2021, we all agreed. Okay, yeah, all of these teams are like bottom dwellers, organizational wise, and here we are in 2025 now, and it's still the same story with all 3 of those organizations.
Yeah.
I mean, the White Sox, I honestly, I was like, okay, you're going to trade Garrett Crochet. That's fine. Good call. Get something back. And they go out, and the best thing they can get back is another catcher, and they already have Jefferson Cuero. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah, I didn't love that. I think the thing at least I can say about the White Sox, and we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of years, is I understood the rationale for everything they did this offseason. Even to the point of like, I get what you're saying about Teal, and I agree that like, you've got Cuero, why would you go get Teal? But like, you go get the best package you can get. Like that to me at the end of the day is like, to take the second best package, assuming that Red Sox package really was the best that was out there, to take the second best package because Teal isn't your first choice is like putting a lot of eggs in Cuero's basket, right? So I understand the rationale from them of this was the best offer. Our goal right now is to collect talent. If both of these guys become stud catchers, that's a good problem to have. Maybe one of them hits enough to play first base. Maybe we trade one of them, but like that can be dealt with. But I think you're right that they got worse. I'm not sure they were wrong to get worse. Like I think they maybe needed to get worse, but I think they got worse.
I mean, and I like Will Venable more than maybe anyone. I watched him in the Cubs org for a while. I like Will Venable a lot, but I'm just like, I don't think that saves you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that they'll lose 120 games again because that's just really hard to do, but I don't think that team's better than it was last year.
No, I think it's a fair call out that they may get better results.
Yeah.
But getting better results doesn't mean they're a better team. And so I think, it's going to be real interesting.
I've never seen anything more sad than the look on Miguel Vargas's face when he got traded. Like he just looked like a guy that was like, I went from the Dodgers to this, and it's just terrible.
It is a long way to fall.
Speaking of an Angels draft pick.
I don't know what I think of this. I'm not in. I don't need a first baseman. Why do I keep price enforcing on first baseman? This is how I wound up with Paul Goldschmidt last year. I was like, I'm going to make you all spend money. And then I just wound up with Paul Goldschmidt.
I just don't think
I think
you ball hard enough. I
don't think so either. I don't want anything to do with that dude. Like not even for $1. It pisses me off. It pisses me off that like that was the Angel that draft was so loaded and that was their answer. That was like, all right. Like I can defend the Moore. Like I at least thought Christian Moore was a first round pick. But like I can't defend in a deep draft like 2023 was that they took that first baseman.
This is also a situation where had a different team drafted him, I might have felt differently about him because like I'm not coming at it from a scouting perspective, right? I'm not a scout. That's not my thing. But you could tell he doesn't hit the ball that hard. Okay, fine. Maybe the Guardians, who have a decent history of taking guys who have a good idea of the strike zone, good bat to ball skills, and adding power, if they draft him because they think they can add power, like, okay, maybe there's something there. But if the Angels take him, it's like all you're going to do is put him in the big leagues and let him be the same guy he was before you drafted him. So, like, what are we doing here?
See, the Guardians would have never drafted him.
No, but he doesn't play middle infield. They only
acquire him. They will acquire. Well, hey, in that same draft, they went against. They got Ralphie Velasquez. And so like, and that's the. I mean, that for them, that's a huge risk. Because he was a catcher at the time, but for that first base profile to basically end up being something, that's a huge gamble for them. So
yeah.
But again, Velasquez was a better draft pick with those question marks than Nolan Schnell. Just what it is, just how it is. But you can almost bank in 4 years when the dude has been designated for assignment that he'll end up signing a minor league deal or a major league deal with the Guardians for 1 year or something like that. It just makes too much sense.
Damn you, Sam. I really am I'm not backing down here and I have more money than you.
We got a couple more people joining us. The screen is going to get filled
up. Tim and more Pete... people that got bored, right?
Yeah, well, Sam. I have no money, so I might as well jump on. If I can jump on, I might as well since I have no dollars to spend. So
this is not the wisest thing that I've ever done, but I need a shortstop who is going to play, and
Dansby's going to play.
Is the one that I wanted. Thank you.
He's going to play.
You're going ham. Yeah, you spent more money than anyone so far, I'm sure, Sarah.
I have, yes. But I
need more money to spend.
Shortstop was the big thing that I needed. I spent $100 so far. Jordan, Dansby, Luis Castillo, I think.
Nice. Can't go wrong with that.
Randy Arozarena. I'm happy. I'm happy with my guys so far.
I went out and got my one guy, and now I'm just sitting around.
But no, shortstop was the big thing I needed. The only shortstops on my roster right now are Jose Caballero and Marcelo Meyer. So I was not about to let that go. And Sam just made me pay double what Dansby Swanson is projected to be worth. So that's great.
Oh, speaking of, Sam, you're about to get yelled at.
I was yelling at you, Sarah, from my office.
Sorry. I needed a shortstop, and thanks for making me pay double a Dansby.
Double a Dansby.
Well, you've got to price enforce the Cubs. It's just the tax. If you're
going
to draft Cubs, it's the tax.
Although Pete's not. That's not. Speaking of price,
Oh, come on.
No way. What are we doing?
This is like the Trey Turner bidding all over again, but $30 lower.
I'm not going to go that high on Annalise. I actually do need some more players, so I gotta slow my roll here.
I needed a shortstop too, Sarah. Be generous.
Well, so did I. The Red Sox are not going to call up Meyer yet, so, and I'm not rolling with Jose Caballero as my starting shortstop. So
That doesn't seem like a guy you want to be relying on as your starting
Nope.
shortstop. I would agree.
Nope.
You steal you 40 bases.
If he plays enough.
Yeah,
Look,
right?
he can be my util guy. I just don't need him for this. Nolan Arenado.
I'm waiting for the $1 Goldschmidt buy this year.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all are going to let me do that again, but that was really fun.
I don't know. After last year, you might be able to get him for $1 again.
I know.
think
I
you
was like,
kept him.
it seems
Did you
like
keep
such a-
him?
I did. He's only a $3 Goldschmidt.
$3, yeah.
And he's Yankee
dope.
Stadium. Yankee Stadium Goldschmidt. Let's go.
Yeah, he's going to have a resurgence this year. He's going to have one good year with the Yankees.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have kept him if he had been like $5 or more, but for $3, absolutely.
No, I like him this year as at the very least a cheap power source. Like he may not be a great hitter this year, but he's going to hit you some homers.
How many first basemen are going to steal you 5 to 10 bases a year also?
Oh,
It's the inverse Cardinals. I made a joke in my TGFBI league that it's like playing inverse Kramer as your portfolio for stocks. You just go inverse Cardinals for fantasy and you'll be pretty golden.
That's amazing. Yeah, $3 Paul Goldschmidt. He's my cheapest first baseman. So I've also got Yandy Diaz and Reese Hoskins. I didn't even want him last year. I just threw him out there to make you all spend money.
Now here you are a whole year later. You still got him on your roster.
I mean, that's
$3,
why
man.
that's why I sent Ryan Jeffers out there and got him for $1.
I love it when that happens. We're like, okay, fine.
Figuring he would have gotten $2 or $3. I mean,
Yeah.
going to drive up that price.
Oh, that's intriguing. Oh, there you go, Sam.
Isn't he an inverse Cardinal?
Yeah.
Oh, all of them.
He
Yeah,
is.
I'm in
He
on
is.
all of the former Cardinals.
Yeah. Randy, Adelise, it never ends. It's just gonna keep going on and on.
So
Tyler
what
O'Neill.
was there any tax on Arenado on the basis that he will probably be a former Cardinal?
No, because it's like the
It's only
old
for
guy
half the
former
year.
Cardinals are not the same as the young guy former Cardinals.
Got it.
Can he hit it out of the infield anymore either?
The
He's
rumor
gotta be
is that his
regretting the,
bat speed is back in this spring. That there was something going on last year, and his bat speed is up this spring. But we don't have bat speed readings, so it's
Right.
just a thing people are saying.
Well,
he's
best
got to be
shape of his
regretting
life.
not going to Houston. That's got to
Oh,
feel like a mistake.
Yeah, why did he turn that down?
it's the
So
dumbest
weird.
thing.
I think he wanted to come to
So
Boston.
weird.
Yeah, he did. And then also I think it was like right after they traded Tucker. So he was kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I want to go to a team that's trading their best player away.
The only thing worse than him turning down Houston is that the Yankees have not found a way to trade for him yet. It's
I don't
like,
You
if
know
the
what's
Yankees
gonna be
want him that bad.
When-
why would they
when
not
the
want him? What are they doing at third base?
I have
Someday
a-
the Cardinals are going to give up on Jordan Walker, and I'm.
They
gonna be
want
all
him.
over that.
What
They
happened
want
to
him.
Jordan
They
Walker
just
now?
got-
He got attacked by a sprinkler.
Yeah.
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 No structural damage. He's good. He's
Oh,
good.
that's good. That's
I don't
good.
know. I still feel like that's a sign. That doesn't happen to superstars. That's. I'm sorry. That just doesn't.
Oh, that's funny as shit. What about Mickey Mantle?
Sammy
It did happen to
Sosa.
Mickey Mantle.
Didn't Sammy
Right.
Sosa get hurt sneezing?
Oh, I gotta
He had a steroid
sneeze
sneeze.
here.
Yeah. I had to get Newport back. I can't not have Newport.
I'm ending up with a lot of shares of him this year. I guess I'll open it up too.
I nominated him just because we were
Oh,
talking
Chad,
about the
you-
Cardinals. So.
Pete, are you annoyed with me?
Yes. Unless I get a trade with,
I just heard someone on the stream go like, Chad. And I was like, who's yelling at me?
I am not going to spend $5 on Alejandro Kirk. I just
No?
Yeah, I'm not either. Although I like Alejandro Kirk.
I really like Kirk this year.
I like him too.
And I have the money to spend, but it's a principle thing.
Standing on your principles, totally respect
right.
that.
Yeah.
He killed me last year. I had
last
him
year?
in so many places last year, and it did not work.
Oh,
I've never trusted him, so I've never had him.
I thought I could sneak that one.
Nope.
I was all in on Kirk before, like when he was getting ready to come up. I had him on a bunch of Ottoneu teams. So I was like, I was ready, and it's just never worked out. But this year, it's going to work out.
Oh,
I feel
it's
like
my
if
turn.
Danny
What do I
Jansen
want to
didn't
do?
exist.
What do I want to do?
When I scouted Kirk in the Appalachian League, I was sitting next to his dad, and he goes like this. He's like, "Hey, look at the coach over there." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "The coach. They're letting him swing. They're letting him play." And I was like, "Because he looked like a coach. Like he looked like a coach
$1 Jeff McNeil, love it.
Good.
in a ball. In a ball."
I mean,
Is
he's
that
not
Goldschmidt?
sexy, but no, this is way worse than Goldschmidt. But I mean, he second base and outfield, man.
No, I like McNeil as sort of a late game pickup, but that $1 doesn't feel like some huge discount.
No, it's not. It's what Jeff McNeil should cost. And I also am not sure he has a job for very long because Luis Angel Acuna and Ronnie Mauricio both exist, but whatever. He's going to play a little bit before I drop him.
I bet Brett Beatty takes that position. Actually,
That's
my
fair.
money.
That's fair. There's
Did
a lot of
everybody-
guys gunning for his job.
There's a lot of guys gunning. for
Did
him.
everybody come into this draft with no catchers? I feel like catcher has.
I have all the catchers, man. I've got a bunch of catchers.
You have both the Contreras brothers?
I do not, but I do have Ivan Herrera, Patrick Bailey, and Francisco Alvarez.
Yes.
I could use one of them. I have
stacked.
no catchers on my roster.
Hey, here we go, Pete. I've got O'Hoppy, so we've got I think we can make a deal happen.
Oh, all right.
My starting first baseman is Nolan Shanwell. So
Then we are definitely a match.
yes.
All right, I'm gonna be a bully here.
There you go.
Whoa, maybe not. Whoa.
It
Cubby
escalated
tax.
quickly.
Cubby
I don't
tax.
know about this though. This is.
Pete,
I mean,
what are
this
you doing,
is
man?
still
You're
Ian
killing
Happ,
me.
man.
Go
Yeah,
$1 more.
Have you seen my outfield?
I'm out.
Dude,
I
Willie
should've done-
Abreu is starting in my outfield right now, so.
I don't even know who's starting in my outfield.
Oh, you really did go $1 more.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be right back. I have to get my charger. Or I'm gonna lose y'all. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, the top outfielder after this is oh dear God. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, hey, welcome to my reality.
Wow, you really like Ian Happ.
I really want another outfielder until Roman Anthony comes up.
All right. Well,
Happ is also.
I'll let you
hitting
have
his
him so
Mel
you can
Tucker
trade me
this
Roman
year.
Anthony.
Oh, good Lord, no.
That seems like the likely outcome of him getting Ian Happ is that he'll
Yeah,
just
I don't need Roman
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah, Roman Anthony is
he's
disposable.
probably a cut.
He's so pedestrian as it is. Oh shit. Sorry, shucks.
Goodness. I still have
Yeah,
a
well-
lot of spots to fill.
Yeah, I do too, apparently.
I do like Ian Happ. I think Ian Happ is underrated, but
He was
Oh,
the
for
best
sure.
outfielder by far, that's for sure.
Yeah,
That was
for
left.
sure. Yep.
He is maybe one of the most underrated players. I'd say he gets like
Totally.
no credit, and he even underrated himself. That deal he signed was so team friendly.
Yep. I mean, I think of Ian Happ as like, you know, Brian Reynolds, but cheaper. And nothing wrong with Brian Reynolds.
I was just debating whether or not Cedric Mullins was going onto my watch list.
Man, I just can't. I used to love Cedric Mullins. I don't want anything anymore to do with him.
He still took like 30 bags last year, even in a
Yeah, he
platoon.
did. But I already have like 2 or 3 of those guys. Like, I already have Tyler Fitzgerald and Pete Crow Armstrong. So
Pete Crow
I'm kinda-
Armstrong is going to be so fun this year. Did y'all see what he did yesterday or the day before? Turning basically an out into an inside the park home run. Hits the ball to shortstop, makes it to first. The ball gets overthrown, and before you know it, Pete Crow Armstrong is home. And I'm just like, I don't know what just happened.
Little League home run.
That was some Javier Baez shit.
Well,
Not a good comp. Not
Well,
a good
have
comp.
him
Not a
for
good
the lovely
call.
price of $3. So if you're
That
interested.
is who the Cubs got for Javier Baez, which is why I said it. But
Ah,
Yes.
good call.
Oh, coming in hot and heavy with you, Darvish.
it's the only guy that they got back in any of those deals that went down.
Man, Pete, I'm looking at the outfielders
Oh,
as
it's
you commented
bad.
when you were big on Hap, and I'm like, huh. I thought I was okay to not go to $12 on Cedric Mullins, and now I'm sort of
Yep.
wondering if we should have done that.
Well, my
That's why I
secret
went
weapon.
21 on Hap.
Yeah,
I'll have Christian
Totally.
Campbell coming up eventually, and he can play like 48 different positions in Ottoneu.
I
So
love Christian Campbell.
that is going to be my bailout plan.
Can I ask you guys a question about a player that we're not drafting tonight that I've had
Sure.
the worst time getting? Spencer Steer. Where do you take him in redraft?
It depends on if I'm in a league that has IL spots or not. I took him in tout yesterday because I needed a first baseman and I have IL, but I wouldn't take him in an NFBC league.
$1
So-
Charlie Condon.
You wouldn't draft him at all in TGFBI.
Not right now.
Ugh.
I mean, not till late, like
Yeah.
post round 20.
I think I'm in the 8th round or something right now, and he's still available.
I'm in the 13th. I'm picking
Oh
189.
my God, lucky. We're in like the 5th round right now.
Oh, we have
I'm in
just
round
been
6.
It's torture.
marching.
It's absolute torture. It's so exciting when I get the notification that it's my turn to pick, and then I find out it's the stupid NFBC 50s that I'm in, and it's like, come on.
Oh, speaking of, y'all just reminded me to check Fantrax. Where I have a pick due.
Guys, remember, Alexis Diaz sucks.
He's a closer.
Yeah, he gets saves
It's
now.
like,
in this
Yes,
league.
that's why I threw $1 when it was like 8. But again, just like Kenley Jansen, I will not go double digits with this one.
Yeah, I had to go look at my roster for a second to make sure. I'm like, do I need Alexis Diaz? I might.
We are
I
in
have-
round 5, and it's 12 picks until my turn. It's torture. It is torture. The third guy in our league timed out. Like the third overall pick timed out. 4 hours. See you later. Here's Aaron Judge.
jeez.
Man, that's a
The penalty for timing out needs to be bigger.
I agree. But then, like, it could ruin the league. So it's like, like, what do you really want?
I really think it should just be like the next team gets to make their pick, and when you show up, you can pick.
I
But
don't
like,
think Brian Presley went for this much 2 years ago.
Oh my God, I can't spend $20 on him. I have Porter.
Sorry,
Hodge.
I didn't mean to
There's my
interrupt, but
line.
I'm just like,
No.
what?
oh,
I mean, peak Ryan Presley was worth this
Yeah.
price in this league.
Oh, easily, yeah.
but also
version of Ryan
look at
Presley.
what's left. That's the problem, and that's why
Yeah.
he's at a priority,
Yeah.
at a premium right now. I'm okay with spending that much. If somebody went 20, I wouldn't have gone.
Oh, I have to nominate. Okay.
I love this league. This league is fun.
Let's do.
It is a very fun league.
Let's do.
Good managers,
Yeah, good vibes.
good vibes. There's nobody that I dislike. Not that I dislike many people.
Tell us about your other league.
There's one or two that I just dislike that I always get in the leagues with, and I like the fact that they're not here.
Well, I
I
was
love
worried,
that.
and now I feel better. So, all right.
I made the cut. That's all.
Yeah,
that
you all
matters.
made the cut.
All right.
We get trade. We have people that trade in this league too. I'm in some industry league
that's
where
the
just
other
nobody
thing too,
trades.
yeah.
Everyone just sits there and it's like, okay, you guys know there are trades in this league, right?
Yeah, I need to trade more. I'm bad at trading. People have offered me some interesting deals, and I'm always bad at it.
My whole roster all season is available. If you like somebody, let's talk.
Okay. I mean, I think this
my-
might be a rebuilding year for me, so same.
Oh, well.
Everyone's on the table.
Wasn't really planning on spending $10 on a pitcher, but
Ooh. Chase
Nope,
DeLander.
not a chance.
Oh, my God. So much talent wasted.
Rockies pitcher.
Oh,
I'm out.
Isn't he out like
Gross.
8 to 10 weeks or something?
I mean, he's out 8 to 10 weeks with when he gets promoted, he's at Coors.
Yeah, do you think that like
Yeah,
when
he should enjoy these 8 to 10 weeks.
always wonder-
There's
Put your feet
never
up,
been
man.
a pitching prospect like this come up the Rockies chain. Like there hasn't. Like this has not existed before. So if we don't know if it's going to work or not. I mean, I obviously didn't bid on it, so I don't really think it's going to. But like legitimately, this is the first time they've actually had a real top level pitching prospect.
It
Ever.
will to an extent. I think he's just going to be Robbie Ray there, basically. He'll just give up a ton of runs. Whip will be higher than you want, but he'll get a ton of strikeouts. So
I wonder if pitchers when they get drafted by the Rockies are like, damn it.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure, they are.
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean,
God
I
damn
know how I feel. I know how I feel.
Imagine how much money you are losing. Like you're automatically losing so much money because you're going to get dinged in arbitration because your ERA is going to be high, and then you're going to get dinged. You're going to get dinged when you're a free agent because your ERA and your WHIP are going to be higher than normal, and then everyone's going to wonder, oh, can you now adapt from being at Coors for all this time? Can you now adapt to a normal environment? Because nobody's going to re-sign there either. So.
Right.
I was talking to a dad a few years ago. His kid was not drafted by the Rockies, but he told me it's like there were like
$1
two teams
Glaber.
they would-
Whoa, Sam.
They wouldn't have signed. They
Sam,
wouldn't
that
have
is
signed.
that is
that was
nice.
a great one. $1.
Well
There's
done,
Yeah.
Sam.
the Goldschmidt of the year right there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there it was right there.
I'd like to thank everybody for the nomination of the Goldschmidt Award this year. Worked really, really hard at identifying that player that nobody cared about but might do something. So thank you.
I like it.
My dues all go to Sarah Sanchez. She's been an inspiration for me all these years. Thank you, Sarah. Shout out.
And honestly, if Glaber has Goldschmidt's 2024, you're going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'll just take him playing 150 games at 80-90% of what he can do.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Carlos Correa, who needs a shortstop. This is why I
That
bid on
does.
Dansby because I was like, absolutely not.
I need a backup shortstop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not a Glaber level or a Correa level.
It's still.
Oh my! He is killing me with that today.
$16 player.
Oh wow! I'm up to pick in TGFBI. I have to figure this out.
This wasn't what I planned to do for my backup shortstop. I mean, but like, it just feels like this price is too low.
I don't know if there's a more disrespected player in baseball.
No, there's
than
not.
Carlos Correa.
I had him on my roster last year. I think for like $8 or $9. He's fine.
Who plays more games this year, Christian Yelich or Carlos Correa?
That's a crazy
Yelich.
question.
Yeah, I was going to say Yelich as well.
Well,
I
Yelich
think
gets this year because he's not going to play in the outfield with their outfield talent.
Pete can tell you. I've been saying since this surgery was announced that I think people are too focused on the fact that Yelich needed back surgery and not focused enough on the fact that he's dealt with back issues forever, and this is a surgery that's intended to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Heck, everything makes me nervous.
but like that's always been the issue. Like the
Yeah.
fact that he has a back end, like there was no negative news from the back surgery because we already knew his back sucked.
Yeah,
That wasn't new. So the only new thing was that they found a possible solution that could let him be pain free. It's like I've been all in on Yelich.
oh, damn it.
Is this the same Matt Boyd that was pitching in MLB back when I was like 16 years old?
Yes.
Okay, just making
Same
sure.
guy.
It's only because you're so young. He wasn't pitching in MLB when I was 16 years old.
I have a theory about
I don't
what
think it was
Matthew Staines is
actually
going to
when
do
I
for the
was
Cubs this year, and I think it's going to be really good for a short burst of time.
When he was healthy, he's been good. He was effective for the Guardians last year.
He was
Yeah, I think he's going to be excellent for like 80 innings, and then I think he's going to be nothing. And I'm just going to be ready to drop him when he's nothing.
Seems very possible for sure.
Too much for a handcuff, Sam. I have Ryan Walker for 3. I can't pay more for Doval.
Well, you can, but
I have RP spots I want to just fill in, and Doval has been a closer before. I don't know if Walker's going to hold it this year. But
don't say that. Oh my God, I have Walker in so many leagues.
I think Walker will close it. I think Duvall's going to be a trade candidate.
Maybe the Red Sox. We're like trying to roll some old guys out there. We could use some Camilo Duvall. This is going to get ugly, isn't it? This guy sucks.
Mm-hmm. It's going to get ugly.
Who wants a terrible whip?
Got to double digits.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Kyle Finnegan saves it all.
4.5 ERA.
I mean, Kyle Finnegan's just a reminder that being a closer doesn't have to mean you're a good pitcher. Like getting 3 outs when your team is already winning isn't actually that hard for a major league pitcher.
Amen.
Like that's really what this comes down to.
Oh God.
He reminds me of when Cleveland had Bob Wickman closing. And it was like he was like the 5th best reliever in the bullpen, but he kept closing.
Do you mean
and people
former All-Star Bob Wickman?
Yeah. But they're like, why does this guy keep closing? They're better better relievers. And I was like, because you don't want to waste the better relievers on the stupid innings that he mostly pitches. Like that's how I feel about Finnegan.
Yeah, Kyle Finnegan is the reason I like saves plus holds leagues.
I was just gonna say, can we get rid of the save? Like save as a standalone stat is just killing me.
I don't like to overcomplicate things, but I really like the saves are 1 and holds are half category. Yeah. Like that one makes more sense to me. But holds are also harder to find, so maybe it's dumb to make it a half anyway. I don't know.
I was really bummed because I used to be in the tout league that is saves plus holds and innings, and I had to move out of it for 1 year this year because I couldn't make the draft. And I love that league because it makes so much sense. No wins, look at innings pitched, saves plus holds, and I think that is correct.
Yeah,
that was
I feel
not the outcome I wanted.
I was gonna say, I almost interrupted Sarah because I was like, wait a second. Why did Chad just nominate Chris Bassett? And there you go. Enjoy him.
Because I thought he would go for more than $1.
What happened
to quote you about Jeff McNeil, it feels like $1 is not enough of a discount.
No, it's not. But he's gone for more than that in all my other leagues. Pete, I am now looking at his Ottoneu page, and in the one of the last auctions I was in, you paid $3 for him.
I really like Chris Bassett. I just didn't know you were also a fan.
I'm not at all. I just thought you had been 2.
Oh, it's my turn to nominate. What would I like to do here?
Don't nominate Chris Bassett. No one's going to bid on him.
Apparently not. Let's see what happens with that.
At least I have my first cut when somebody pops up.
This will be the year that he breaks out because it's the first year I'm not drafting him.
Is this another catcher?
There's no way you all are going to let me do this. Are you serious?
For $1?
All right.
You can have him.
Muchas gracias. This is how I got Francisco Alvarez a couple of years ago. I was just like,
trade
all right.
you Chris Bassett for him.
No, I don't really. It's gonna take more than Chris Bassett. I was just trying to spend people's money.
I don't think $6 for Bieber is bad.
That was your last guy, Sarah.
At this point,
I'm happy for $6.
That is my last guy, and
you're all full up.
That's it. I do not have anywhere near the things I need, but I can.
But you got $36 to find that.
Yeah, you got some good money to spend as guys pop up throughout spring training and in April and stuff.
Yeah, and I can make some trades and stuff. I mean, I can fill out a roster, I think. So
You're all out on Andres Chaparro.
Out. No Andres Chaparro for me.
After all that talk about how much you like the Nats, he's not part of it, huh?
Nope. He's not. I'll stick around for a minute while y'all are to see how this goes down, but that honestly wasn't the catcher I wanted for $1. There's another guy I want for $1 in this list, but
Come on, work.
That's
now I have
awkward.
4 catchers, so
All right, this will get ugly. Try me. All right. This is about to be the dumbest $20 purchase I've ever had.
Most expensive.
If you're going to spend $20 on a catch on a closer, it's best that you spend it on a guy who's not a closer. That's
true.
Yeah, that's
it's definitely where you.
$12 off. All right.
That's a
What a
discount.
deal.
$8 actually isn't bad. I think he'll.
Well, I have Tanner Scott, so it makes more sense for me than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. Okay, I literally don't know who this person is.
Hey,
Acquire
that's
him
Dick
from the
Fitz
Yankees.
from the Sox.
He throws 99.
Throws 99.
Could open the season in the Sox rotation if Bayos needs to stand. Interesting.
So could I,
Okay.
if we're going to say that Richard Fitz is gonna...
I'm going to be up again soon, aren't I? Not that soon. I got a couple more picks.
Man, I have 3 drafts going on and they are just not moving at all.
It's devastating.
Same here.
Durbin.
Caleb Durbin.
I feel like I haven't picked in
Player.
TGFBI since this morning.
I bet he would go 3 if someone wants to try to.
Brian Cashman would bid him up to like 20 the way he talks about him.
Yeah, watch.
Oh, I'm on the clock in this.
Doc loves Durbin.
I like Durbin. Durbin's interesting.
Doesn't love him enough.
Oh, I'm shocked. Oh, see?
Ah, there
See?
it goes. There goes.
I know him too well.
There's kind of a logjam of infield guys over there in Milwaukee. I'm curious to see how it works out.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure that Joey Ortiz and Bryce Turner are going to play. And you've got Caleb Durbin, you got Tyler Black. Reese Hoskins is going to play. So it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting situation.
Michael
Black is buried, I think.
Kopech. Pete, you going to collect them all?
Durbinator.
If he was healthy, I absolutely would have bid on him there. Absolutely. But yeah, my bullpen like 3 weeks ago, I was like, man, I got Porter Hodge, Ben Joyce, Tanner Scott. Like Tanner Scott's totally going to sign with a place where he'll totally be a closer. Ben Joyce and Porter Hodge got this locked up, and none of them look like they're going to get a lot of saves this year.
We're going to squeeze one more guest in here. Niv, welcome.
Hey guys.
Those who don't know, Niv Shah is Ottoneu. He built Ottoneu. He runs Ottoneu. He literally is Ottoneu. So.
I don't know who was just saying that they're the Porter Hodge person, but I think Porter Hodge is the guy. So.
Oh God, I hope so.
You think he's going to displace Presley?
I don't think Presley has that job. I don't think he's ever had that job.
Wow,
interesting.
I like to hear that. I don't know if I would have gone so high on Kirby Yates if I knew that.
So when they signed Presley, there were rumors that he wouldn't waive his no trade clause when they traded for him, that he wouldn't waive his no trade clause unless he was getting saved. And the Sun Times or the Trib or somebody asked him about that point blank, and the Cubs were like, no, that's not true. Like there's no saves here. And then I just look at how Council has managed bullpens in the past. I think that Presley might get some saves, but I think he's more of a security blanket. Porter Hodge is the better pitcher.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree.
Yeah, at this point in his career, for sure.
So I like the Hodge move.
He doesn't have a say in the matter. It's not like he signed there. He was traded. So
yeah. Well, he had to waive his no trade clause to go there, though.
To go there, yeah, that's true.
But I just don't think there was a guarantee, and I think people are treating it like there was a guarantee. And I don't know, man. It's worth remembering that last year Alzolai got like the first 6 save opportunities before he just blew all of them.
Yeah.
And they went to Neris. Like I don't think that's Presley's job necessarily.
Oh.
So Niv, thanks for joining. Draft's been smooth. We haven't had any
Been
issues,
great.
nothing, no lag, no nothing.
Love hearing that because that gives me a lot of anxiety. So I'm glad that you guys are going smooth.
Is that basically like, is your draft season just like starting in early February, peaking in March, just like every night is like, oh my God, what's breaking?
Well, no, only because things don't break as much as they used to, which is great. I'm knocking on wood right now when I say that.
Knocking all the wood you can find. Yeah.
But my Saturday nights and Sunday nights in March especially are making sure that you guys have really good draft performance, because it's real-time draft performance for 12 clients is a really difficult problem, as you might imagine. So getting that to work, one of the tougher things I've come up with. How are you guys feeling about your drafts? It looks like we're at the sort of end of it here.
We are starting to move towards the end. I'm feeling okay, kind of, except for my $1 Chris Bassett that I didn't want. I wanted to get Trey Turner. I paid more than I wanted. That was Sarah's fault. But
I mean, I paid $19 for Dansby Swanson, and that was dumb. But it was after Trey Turner went off the board, I was hosed. So
that's one of those things that'll happen, right? Where your shortstops start disappearing quicker than you want them to. Oh, hey, look at this guy. There's Nico Horner. Speak of the devil.
Speaking of a guy with shortstop eligibility, Niv, this platform's awesome. I love it.
Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you guys have like this is your second season of this? Third season?
Third.
Yeah.
Third. This is
That's awesome. I love to hear that. And has it felt pretty competitive each season? Or are you guys, like some people go into who feels on March 18th that they're already like, where are the exits? Get me out of here.
I was kind of like that the first season, but
yeah,
that's I usually play that way when I'm in like a startup, keeper dynasty league. Is I'll shoot for more for year 2. I'll shoot for like flexibility year 1, but more for like 2. So I mean, it worked because I won last year. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
I don't think I'm in it yet.
Awesome.
I'm still learning this situation a bit, but I like my team. I think I have players I can make moves with, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. If you feel like you're in it on opening day, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly just this is one of the few keeper type situations that I play, and I'm still learning all of the process, if that makes sense. So
sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot to pick up, especially at the flow of the overall calendar year or whatever of Ottoneu. It's very specific, but I think it makes a lot of sense. But if you're only playing Ottoneu, if you play a lot of different formats, it's a very one-off thing.
No, it's pretty great. I like this league a lot. I think that this is way more time consuming than my redraft leagues in a good way, but in a I think about it more way.
Yeah, like an engagement way. That's good.
Yeah.
And Sarah, for what it's worth, I play almost exclusively keeper leagues, and so every time I go into redraft, everything feels off and weird.
Yeah.
Like values don't make sense to me. I'm like, I struggle.
Yeah.
I did the WRF league, the
Oh yeah,
Washington
I think I have a friend
area.
who's in that. Wait, WRF or WRF? Washington,
WRF.
right? Oh yeah, so
yeah, it's
not
the
fair.
Northwest. Sam's in there.
Yep.
Nice.
So, but like doing that draft, I think that's my only redraft draft I'm doing this year, and I was just, I was struggling. None of my rankings make sense. Nothing I have has prepared me for how that works, and like, yeah.
draft more old guys. That's just push old guys up. There you go.
Yeah, it's not even. It's like the upside and the way you value upside and the risk of missing on a guy is Like in a keeper league, the upside value of a guy is based on what they might be over the next 2-3 years, as opposed to just this year. And so, like, I push old guys in keeper leagues because I think people undervalue them. So that part I'm good with, but it's like, how do I figure out how to value a guy who might be injured, who might break out? Like the breakout potential of a guy in redraft is not nearly as exciting as it is in keeper, because if they do break out, like, great, you got them for, if they break out in a redraft, you get them for a year, but if they don't, you're stuck with them and then you got to cut them, whatever. But there's not that much upside beyond, because it's just whatever they do this season. And if it takes them a couple months to break out and get everything together, then you only get them for a few months versus getting them for a few months and then keeping them for the next year and the next year and the next year. And so it messes with me. It messes with my head.
Plus, with startups, it's always hard to see hard to figure out whether the league's going to last a few years. You might as well get a few victories with some veteran players early on. I've been in industry leagues where it lasted 3 years, and if I had taken a better approach, I could have won some money. But the leagues just fall apart sometimes. That's one of the unfortunate things about dynasty keeper leagues or Ottoneu.
I actually think the hardest league for me to draft from a what should people be valued at perspective each year is the first pitch rookie draft that we do, which is basically like a gladiator redraft format. And it's like, how do you value, a first base rookie when you need a first baseman? You have to have a first baseman. There's not that many first base prospects, but it's like, does that bump that guy up, or like, what do you do? The first time I did that draft, I was like, oh my God, there are no people eligible at first base.
You just can only draft. You can only draft rookies. Is that the idea?
Prospects, yes. Anybody under 130 at bats or under the innings threshold.
Yeah, it totally messes with position scarcity, right? Because like, instead of being like, oh, catchers or shortstops and second basemen are always the most scarce positions, if you've got a year where there's a ton of interesting catcher prospects, then catcher's not scarce in that league. Like there
were a ton of catchers
that's ever happened.
No, this year it happened.
Really?
It's like Kyle Teal, Jefferson Cuero, Moises Ballesteros. Like there were just a ton of catchers this year, but most years there aren't. Most years get your catcher before he goes, right? It's like there's not a bunch of rookie catchers out there.
It's such a guessing game, that league. That's the hardest. I agree. It's pretty hard.
It's a weird league.
I go into it, and the reason we do it at first pitch is it just gives. We're able to have a panel where we're just talking about guys and just free flowing. And that's one of the reasons. Like, it's a very popular panel every year because they put it at night and. The people don't want to be in the podcast room or can't fit in the podcast room come to our thing. We miss the fun podcast usually, but like it's a great way to talk about a lot of rookies at one time.
But it does sort of turn, it does sort of turn values on their head, because like there's just like first base is not a place where hot prospects live. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't sit there and you're like, oh, yes, I want to be a first base prospect. Shortstop and second base is. So, but it's a fun league. I like it a lot. It changes the way I think about the pool a lot. It really helps me in draft and holds. So I'm like, Yanquiel Fernandez, come on down.
Man.
How do you like my $6 closer?
So Halverson.
Yeah. I like that. I like that $2 Max Muncy too. That's nice.
Yeah. As long as you don't play him every day and kill your batting average.
All right.
I just took him in an OBP league because he's a great OBP league guy.
Yeah, I thought about going up to $3. So I mentioned way back at the beginning of this stream that I've got a couple of third basemen I feel good about, but one of them is Jazz, who can move around quite a bit, and so I would love to get another third baseman. And there's just there's not really anyone left.
Would you like to make a deal? Because I have a lot of third basemen.
Would you like
Third
Chris
baseman
Bassett?
contenders.
I would not like Chris Bassett, no. But I might be willing to trade you one of my many third baseman eligible people.
Oh, we can talk then, because that might make sense. See, yeah,
He's probably trying to jump in instead of drafting.
Pro challenge here is I do not have easy access to the link either on the computer that I'm drafting. All right.
Oh, another maybe closer. We're in maybe closer territory.
It's hysterical that he might be a closer.
Coldplay. I like Coldplay. That's what we called him when he was on the Cubs.
That
Come
nickname.
on, somebody go to 4. Don't be yellow.
I thought about it. I need more saves. I thought about it. I probably should have done it.
Yep.
That is the guy I should have been on instead of accidentally $1 in a catcher.
Oh, here we go.
This is going to get pricey.
Oh,
Here it goes.
most expensive maybe closer.
It's the most AJ Puck has ever gone for in his whole life.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't spend my money earlier today. I might as well get somebody. Jeez.
I'm feeling good about that $21 Presley.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, that was who I was going to nominate next. I got to find a new player.
All right, y'all. I am yawning every 27 seconds, so I'm going to go.
Cool.
But this was
Did I just
fun.
lose? Did I
Have a
lose
good night.
sound?
Bye,
Sarah's
Sarah.
head now, Chad. Bye, Sarah.
Sorry, guys. I had him ready to nominate.
From maybe closers to maybe starters, eh?
Yeah. He was worth $1. I'm not going to go up to 2, so.
Does he need a trade?
Oh man, I need to nominate. Ah,
7 slots. I need to look at my roster. What do I still need?
Oh. I didn't need another pitcher.
I do. I'll take some. Oh,
I like
talking about
hers.
maybe
He was
talking about maybe starters.
He's going to be fun this year.
You should
I
get
like him.
a lot of innings, right? Like the Nationals don't really have a lot of pitchers.
No.
No, they don't.
They have a lot of bad pitchers.
hmm.
Pirates life for me.
Someone's saying his name as they type it out. I can hear it. I see you coming for me. Oh, man. Seriously?
I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to. I thought I could watch the Sounders game on my phone while I was here, and now I can't find it on my phone, which is not ideal. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
What service is the Sounders game on? How do you, tracking?
It's on FS2.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But it's been on. I thought I had access to it through Sling, but I don't. But they've also been streaming them on the CONCACAF YouTube page.
Oh, I like that.
It's not clear that they are doing that for this game. So, yeah. I don't know.
Three-headed catcher monster, Pittsburgh.
Henry Davis is done. He's not going to catch.
Rocchio. He was really good in the postseason. Part of me wonders if he's
That turned a corner. Yeah.
But Doc, thanks for joining.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, man, it's been one of the craziest days of my life. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Henry Davis, I guess let's see who wants Henry.
Nobody. There's so many catchers drafted in this draft. It's insane.
That's fine.
For a one catcher league.
There we are.
That's the distraction though, is you can put two catchers in at the same time, even though you only get one catcher's points.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, there's two catcher spots, but you only get 162 starts from your catcher. So
intriguing.
Yes.
Yeah, the two catcher spots are intended to make it so you can actually use up your catcher games, right? So like you're not stuck hoping that the guy who's your backup catcher plays the day that your starting catcher takes a day off. You can just slot them both in when they have a good matchup, but you are still cut off at 162 combined games. Yeah.
Well, this is kind of comic relief, right? Coming in at the end here, keeping the audience laughing. I just totally botched that pick. Cut him. Get him off my team. I have way too many catchers now. I got Wells, Perez, Soderstrom for some reason still has. I actually heard he's taking more reps again this offseason. And then I got Augustin Ramirez. Yeah, someone sent me a deal. It's not great.
Yeah, better make Soderstrom play catcher. You got Nick Kurtz coming.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later, I think. Or I hope, your hope is up for bid.
By the way, nice to meet everyone. I have never met most of you other than Tim. I think everyone. I don't know any of you other than typing to you and delaying our draft my rookie year in the league. So you're welcome.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining.
Thank you. It's an honor. It'll be a lot of fun.
I don't know how I feel about this.
How are you guys finding prospects?
So when you do the search, under the search box, there's a level drop down.
Thank you.
Set it to all. Yeah. Set it to all or set it to minors or both or minors, wherever it is.
I just told Welsh he could probably get some $1 guys now, finally. Let's see. What do I want to do?
I think
I'm going to time out, aren't I?
Oh, wait. I can give you 30 more seconds if you need it.
I think I'm probably good here.
There you go.
Can anyone give me a brief explanation on let's just say I for some reason cut Henry Davis right after the draft for $1. Is that stuck with me for the year? Is that sunk cap?
You lose $1 on your so you're out $1 until someone picks him up.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. And if he sits there on free agents,
it's a 50% cap penalty rounded up. So like if he had been $3, you'd be out $2. If you'd been $10, you'd be out $5. But it clears as soon as somebody picks it up.
Okay. Does anyone want to pick up Henry Davis right now so I can draft some more guys, or just one more guy? No, I'm just joking. I'm good with my team, but I hate that I have Henry Davis as my last pick.
Oh, that was your
Was that your last one?
That's my last one. I joined and now I don't have any more picks. This is honestly
actually,
comic relief.
You have no cap space either.
Don't cut him.
Yeah.
If you cut Davis, you will get into an illegal state because you'll have 39 players and no cap to add a 40th.
Oh wow!
I exist as a tutorial on how Ottoneu works. This is for the audience. This isn't for me.
I did that to Welsh just for fun.
Hey, y'all let me get Caleb Durbin for under $20. I mean, it's over. We shut the league down.
Tim was like, somebody should go to 2 because he's going to go to 3.
Okay, I was wondering what the heck that was about. I was so mad. I was so quietly mad.
They're not even in here, so they didn't even hear that call out. They did it on their own.
It was the bat signal, the Derb signal.
But yeah, I think it might have been after they went to 2. He was like, he's definitely going to 3. You'll just see. Just watch.
I unironically would have gone. I would have gone comically high, not 20.
Welsh texted me after that blessing. He's like, "What?" He's like, "WTF?" I told him blessing did that just to mess with you.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten a message yet.
He said, "I'm going to leave now."
So, how long has this league been going on for?
This is the 3rd year.
Okay, getting kind of early. Pretty early still. I like it. I like that little bidding up and just sabotaging everyone's teams. It's great. I'm not even being sarcastic. It's just so devious, but kind of it actually makes sense. It's just kind of the league. Yeah, it's just very interesting. And sometimes I'm seeing who people are bidding up, and it's like, oh, man, you're missing the other guy who I think you should bid up. And I genuinely think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, you just have to remember that arbitration will get you on the back end.
What does that mean?
So at the end of the season, you're not going to get all these guys. Like your MLB players will go up $2, and your minor league guys will go $1. But then there's an arbitration process where the other teams. So we get to throw money on your.
No, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying I love that. I love that process. Yeah. I forgot it was called arbitration. No, that was a lot of fun. I know I heard that it's controversial to some. I'm like, no, it's the whole thing. It's very unique. I like it.
Yeah, well, it stops one team from just loading up all the super prospects or whatever in 1 year and then kind of take over the league. I can't believe Michael McGreevy went for that much. Man, I thought I was the Cardinals fan here.
I'm excited about him.
I am too. I like him better in points, though, because I don't think he's going to get many strikeouts. But I do think he's going to keep runs off the board. It's kind of like the Cardinals' Kyle Hendricks, in a way.
Yeah, back when he was good.
Yeah, not 40-year-old Kyle Hendricks, like 30-year-old Kyle Hendricks.
Darn. Sorry, guys. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking up players. Like,
there you go.
Who I won for $1. If you guys want to bid $2, too bad Welsh can't bid on him. You could
I
have
did finally find my stream I was looking for.
All right, gentlemen, I'm leaving work. I'm going to go home. It's been a 13-hour day, so thank you for letting me end it with you guys.
See you later, man.
Sam.
All right, man.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care,
Sam.
Peace and
Good
love.
seeing you, Sam.
Which one of you is in the hospital?
Yeah, I was wondering that. It's not here.
I'm so concerned. Someone's on life support in this stream. Prayers up.
Yeah, it's not me.
So I muted.
Oh.
Yeah, I muted myself, and everyone mute yourself. See if it goes away. It's gonna be you. Okay, whoever muted themselves right now, it's gone. Raise your hand.
Might have been me. Is it
okay.
back?
Yeah, now it's back.
No.
What is it? I don't hear it. So
Yeah,
I don't know what it
like-
is. It's like a mechanical thing turning or something.
Yeah.
Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep. It's soothing. It's rhythmic. It makes me
Oh,
feel
yeah, for sure.
at peace with my day.
It's
It reminds you of when you were drafting with your wife in the hospital giving birth.
Listen, it was a mock draft too with Scott White. But Scott White calls. I don't say no. He's a nice guy.
Dave, just hold one more minute. I'm drafting.
Yeah, that was crazy. So just for everyone else, I did not actually do that, but her contraction app did say go to the hospital. And she's just a champ though. She's like, nah, this isn't it. And baby took a whole other week to come out. So thank God we didn't sabotage that mock draft by going to the hospital because my wife was having contractions. We have fun.
Bo Naylor, Bo for show. Get your Guardians in. A lot of Guardians fans.
there are a couple Guardians fans this league, but neither of them are going to bid on Bo Naylor.
Does anyone here actually need a catcher though? Whose name is Henry Davis? Remember last year's spring, everyone? I know you want it. You want it.
You should have bid on Ben Rice. He's the Henry Davis of this spring, right?
I actually love all my purchases in this auction, other than the last one. So it's a weird way to go out, but I'll take it. Man, Clay Holmes is so funny. He, I had him. I'm like, no, I don't want him to go away from being a relief pitcher because I need saves. And then now he's like looking like he's the next Michael King. So that's kind of fun. It's exciting. This spring, Michael King. We'll see.
Oh, did you get any 60-day guys, Doc?
I don't know what that means.
If you get someone who's hurt and is going to hit the 60-day IL, then you're going to free up a roster spot.
Now, is there salary? What happens to that?
You're still stuck eating.
You're still so salary. He still has no money.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're gonna make a trade, but
Don't tell me what to don't tell me what to do.
I know you're gonna make a trade. You always trade me Augustin Ramirez. If you want.
I mean, I don't know.
Money.
I haven't looked up. I've been so busy. Let's see. Let's type in Henry Davis. Let's see. I remember his first day. He was good of spring this year.
He had one good day. That's all you need.
Best shape of his life.
Oh gosh, it's just a bunch of Pirates fans. A hard hit grounder foul ball. They're literally hyping that up. That's crazy.
Why wouldn't you hype that up? It's killer. I could ask Sarah how much Justin Turner is actually going to play while she's here. All right.
Who's
chat.
everyone's favorite? Okay, I was gonna say something, but you can say something. I talk too much anyway.
Who's everyone's favorite? Otto.
What's your favorite value of the draft so far? Because I want to just keep talking about mine, but I'd like to hear about other people's.
Well, Sam got Gleyber Torres for $1. That was pretty sick.
Bro, literally, I was doing something. I looked back and I said, no, what? That can't be. And then he went for $1. I don't even like Gleyber Torres that much, but he's a $2.
Yeah, that was a bit of a steal, I would say.
I liked getting Bieber for whatever I got him for.
$6, I think. I think it was
like that. I was
I like that,
pleasantly surprised on that one.
I did not want Freddie Freeman, but I wasn't going to let him go for $25, so I have a $26 Freddie Freeman.
I feel like that was a slow bid. For a second, I'm like, there's no way. Can I get him for under 20 here? It was looking maybe.
Yeah, he almost went. He was like a second away from going for like 21 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Sarah was talking about that too, because she got involved in the bidding for basically the same reason. She's like, I don't really need this guy, but like this price, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No one likes Jordan Montgomery coming back, huh? He's toast. $1 worth a gamble.
Does he have a rotation spot?
Probably. They're paying him so much money. How could they not give him the chance? I would say.
I don't think they like him, and I don't think he likes them.
Well, yeah, the owner was like, this is the worst signing I've ever seen or whatever. Like, I've never seen an owner say that about an active player on their team before.
Someone will get hurt. Probably Erod. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
That would have been so nice this late.
Yeah, he was one of those guys. I was like, maybe I could sneak him instead of Henry Davis. So it's nice to see him go for $2. Condon for $1. Hey, he's not. They're Condon for $1. He's gonna be good, right? Scary.
Probably.
And for $1, we can find out.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I like that one.
It's not bad value. I think I've got a Weatherholt for $4, so.
Yeah, it seems like prospects, like, there's only a few slots, so mostly get them pretty good deals here.
Sometimes. I'm in a 16-team Ottoneu where Christian Campbell went for $19. So.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
No one's saying it, but I can just sense there's people who. No one wants to look too hard into spring, but like there's a little bit of negative momentum for the first time in a while for him. It's like, he's still still going to be a stud.
It's that Bregman Devers potential block scares people away.
Cream of the crop, man. I still think Anthony's their number one prospect, though. Kid's freakish for his age.
He is.
I'm starting to look at my board and realizing I have 11 spots left to fill.
Oh.
And I'm not sure I see 11 guys I want.
Henry Davis for sale. Okay, that's the last joke. Henry Davis.
Just change your team name.
Something like that.
All right, guys. I've decided that I'm leaving with 4 roster spots. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
I was about to say the same thing with 5. I'm going to make it to 4. You've set the mark. You get to 4 and you call it.
I just was like, why I thought about going to $3 on Fetty, and I was like, why am I going it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I want to be tired at work tomorrow so that I could get a $1 Max Meyer. Like, come on.
Y'all have a great evening. Good being on here. This is always a lot of fun doing this draft. So thank you.
Man.
Thank you for organizing this, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
All right. Have a great night.
Later, blessing. More catchers. Let's do it.
Where am I going?
Is it just in case I trade you, Pete? I need a backup catcher.
Well, you got a Hoppy and you got William, right?
Yeah. So if I trade you a Hoppy, then I need a backup. I'm full up now.
I can see your faces better the more people leave. So I know who our host is. Who are the other two guys here? Who's your name? What's your team name?
I am Keep or Cut Pete.
You're Pete. Okay. So you guys, yeah, I just don't know a lot of faces in general. I'm kind of like a rookie. I don't know anything.
Then you've got Niv here. He's the
Niv, you're the other guy.
I'm Niv.
Is
I
it-
run Ottoneu.
Okay, is he in the league?
No, I'm not in the league. I was just dropping in because Chad said
Okay.
you guys are doing this draft. I want to see how it was going.
How's it going for you? Because this is your baby.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm enjoying the banter. It's good. Not super in love with how many catchers I'm seeing. That's kind of crazy to me, but
I only have 2, and they both suck. So
yeah, I spent $25 on Adley Rushman last week, so that's my way of dealing with catchers. Just take a top tier one and get out of there.
The issue is that we're drafting at the same time as TGFBI now, so everyone's got 2 catchers on their mind, and it's
Right? Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, guys, I'm falling asleep. I will.
Yeah, I'm gonna run too. So
yeah, good luck, everybody.
Thank you,
fun.
guys.
yeah,
Thank you. See
See
ya
ya.
later, Chad. Bye, everybody.
Oh, this is dying down, so maybe it's a good time to cut
Just me
the
and you,
stream
Chad.
on it.
You want to talk about something else? You want to talk about soccer or something?
We could talk about soccer. I did finally get the Sounders Cruz Azul game up.
How's that going so far?
It's early. It's only like the 13th minute, 14th minute, and it's 0-0. Looks to me like Cruz Azul's had the better of the play so far, but
I'm gonna try to get
nothing's
through
looked
this.
super dangerous.
I'm gonna try to get through this Tennessee Ole Miss game, and then I'll switch over to that, and then I'll have comments for you tomorrow, I'm sure. It feels like this is a 5x5, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like some really. I mean, it's a 12-teamer, right? It's not
Correct.
super deep, but the board seems like it's pretty thin, huh?
Yes. Oh, I thought that guy was a free agent. He's not. Okay. Let's try this.
Yeah, right. So to exactly what I just said. Yeah, all right. I mean, okay. I guess you're at the end. You're at the end, but there's a lot of cap space, so that's interesting to me. I feel like there's
It's
a wiser, or I don't know about wise, but a good use of cap space over there.
there's going to definitely be money to spend, which is going to make the next few weeks interesting.
Right.
But yeah, is it just me and Daniel drafting? No. In the deep, still in there. Blessing. Oh, Blessing said he was done though. So.
Shamark, the Welsh is done. I think.
Oh! Finish it. He didn't finish it.
Oh man!
It was a super strong defensive play by Cruz Azul to stop a potential break. Morris got loose up the middle. What did he do? Did he just misplay? He might have just misplayed. It was really hard to tell.
Does Jordan Morris play centrally or on a wing?
Yeah, he's
moved to the central.
So last year they moved him centrally because Raul Ruidiaz, who'd been the starting striker, he just got old and not good.
Right.
And he ended up putting up a big season. He was one of the leading scorers in MLS.
I sort of remember that. Yeah.
This year they added Jesus Ferreira, who also plays centrally, but Ferreira, when he plays striker, plays almost as a false 9. And so they've been using Ferreira as a 10, kind of.
Yeah.
And they've also done some two forward sets, 3-5-2 kind of thing. I don't know. They're still, I think, figuring things out too, because they added a ton of stuff this offseason.
Right.
And in doing that, I don't think they've fully figured out how things work.
What their team is yet. Yeah, sure.
But he is playing centrally. He is basically a true 9.
Okay.
Most of the time. Let's do this.
I'm interested by that because I feel like his pace never was quite up to winger, or at least like when he plays international, like the pace wasn't there.
Yeah,
but his skill on the ball is like quality. Like he's able to maintain possession. He's able to, and his shot is good, right? Like he's a scorer.
So the pace is pretty good. I actually think his finishing is his biggest weakness. His pace is pretty good. He's pretty good on the ball. He's just less playmaker than he is finisher.
Right.
And so like on
That's
the
maybe what
wings,
it
he
is,
just
right. Like
he wasn't creating as much on the wings as he could have, but
it felt a lot of like,
I
can I dribble by this guy?
Yes. And so like they do a lot with him now. Like the opportunity that I reacted to before was him splitting the center backs on a through ball. And there's a lot of that. But he's also big. He's good on hold up play.
He's strong.
He can finish in the air. So yeah. I think like internationally, I think that he is both just like not quite to that level, and also like you're a striker and you get limited opportunities, and so you don't score a goal, and so now you're bad. Right. Like
and so it's
there's
just
a little bit of that thing going on.
Small sample, and you're just like discarded so quickly. That's definitely true.
Like there's some talk about like we'll have to see, but this March camp coming up with all the strikers hurt. Like there's talk of them bringing in like Brandon Vasquez, and like I think Morris is better than Vasquez.
Right.
So I don't know. I completely lost track of what is going on with my roster. And so now I'm nominating adding players, and I don't know if they're at positions I need anymore.
That is something I would like to add to the draft room. Is a quick like over here on the right, just another tab that lets you flip between seeing how your whole league roster and cap looks, and then you can look at like a positional breakdown,
right? So
that you can say like,
the challenge is that the positional breakdown is often
with multi-eligibility, it becomes
hard,
kind of messy. Yeah. But there has to be something there, because it would be nice to not have to need 2 or 3 roster tabs open. When I was when we were drafting on Sunday, I have my roster organizer up, my team page up, mostly so I can jump between other people's rosters really quickly, and then I have my big board up, and that's 3 pages that aren't the auction page, so it just gets a lot. It gets to be a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
So helping that out a little bit would be good.
Where are we here? Oh, did I just miss? No, I didn't. Getting near the end here. Edrad.
Here he is. So this other guy only has 3, and you have 7.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everyone else is offline.
Anyways, I think we're going to call the stream finished, because we're at the end game here, and I'm going to try to get my last few guys in. So,
all right,
thanks for running it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll talk to you later, man.
Bye. And thank you all who are still there listening. I hope you enjoyed this, and try to do it again maybe later this offseason.